So we're going to move on from the Lions, and we are going to move on to the Green Bay Packers. And let's face it, man, Green Bay Nation is major out there. They finished this season at a record of 9-8. But I think that's not really the story for the Packers. I think this biggest story for the Packers was Jordan Love finally kind of coming into his own. And Jordan Love had a hell of a season. He finished second in the league in passing, and he got that contract to get rewarded for it. So the Green Bay Packers are not getting a new look, but they almost have a new swag to them. G-Mike, what's your thoughts on the Green Bay?
Man, it's astonishing to me that he finished second in the league. And you said in passing yards,
No, and second in the league in passing touchdowns, which
passing touchdowns, even better, bro. Even better when he started the first 4 weeks, first 5 weeks, like not even on a good note, like on a horrible note, in my opinion. And he just raised the roof from there, bro. And it's honestly awesome to see for Green Bay Packers fans. You know damn well they love that. Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and now to Jordan Love. They've had a great quarterback after quarterback after quarterback generation, and it's awesome to see. And then they bring in Josh Jacobs, which I think he's one level higher than what they had in Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones goes to the Vikings and their arch enemy, but they bring in Josh Jacobs, where he's crazy power back. He could get you rushing touchdowns whenever you're on the goal line. He could catch the ball as well. He's swifty, like the dude's gonna do some work. He's gonna do some damage for the offense, and then you extend Jordan Love. You give him that confidence. You give him that security blanket when it comes to his contract, and the receivers that he got out there too. He loves his receivers. He's been shown that he said it, and they're getting more chemistry with him. They're getting more comfortable. Excuse me. They're getting more comfortable with him, and dude, I think it's just gonna be great for their offense. Their defense is in the middle of the pack, just like how the Detroit Lions was last year. But I think they actually did improve on their pass defense and a little bit on their rush defense, not as much as you would anticipate too when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. But I think they're gonna be fighting neck and neck with the Lions this year for the number one spot, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take it.
yeah, I agree. And honestly, and we all know that I love the Green Bay Packers offense. I picked them as my number 4 wide receiver core in the league. I just love what they're doing out there. Romeo Dobbs is, I think, going to be the guy this year. If I had to pick out of the 3 or 4, I mean, that's a great option to have, is when you have 3 to 4 guys that can arguably be your number 1. You're in a good spot with that. And signing Josh Jacobs was a surprise to me. I was surprised that they let Aaron Jones go, but it makes sense, man. Bring in a younger guy who's almost the same player. They play the same style. They don't have to change much with it. I have a lot of high expectations for the Green Bay Packers. BC, what's your thoughts on them, bud?
I like a lot of the moves they made. I mean, obviously the big one is Josh Jacobs, but I also like getting Xavier McKinney as well, safety from New York. I think that's a big addition to them on the back end. And just even looking at the draft too, you got Javon Bullard from Georgia. Again, another safety back there to kind of shore up the back end of the secondary. I like getting Edgerrin Cooper from Texas A&M. I think he's going to be a good linebacker to kind of grow in that system. Could possibly start. We'll see. You got an offensive tackle, Jordan Morgan from Arizona, that's going to be used to help bolster that protection around Jordan Love. And then even Marshawn Lloyd as a secondary running back piece behind Josh Jacobs, kind of to complement him, more of a quick, shifty, pass-catching kind of back. I think that is just the kind of moves that they needed to make. And they shored up a lot of holes. Are there still some, going forward? Sure. But I think that as far as their team as a whole, they're pretty well-rounded, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying in there too. And Lloyd there's been some rumors in training camp that Lloyd hasn't picked up the offense as quickly as they would like, but I think he's going to be a legitimately great combo. And let's face it, Matt LaFleur loves using a combination of running backs in there. He's never been a one-guy system. So I think that signing Josh Jacobs was a great move. And Josh Jacobs is still legitimately a top-tier running back in the league, I feel like. He's I believe 28 years old too. So they could theoretically sign him to another deal if they wanted to, if this doesn't work out. So I love what Green Bay did this offseason. They still have kept their record of not drafting a wide receiver or an offensive player in the first round. But hey, it is what it is, So I have a lot of expectations for the Green Bay Packers, and that's more to come. But I have a lot of expectations for them. So
a lot.
A lot.
does. A lot.
Expectations. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything, but I have a lot of expectations for them.
Spoiled.
So coming in,
It rhymes with cereal bowl.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. Actually, that
Uh,
not going to spoil it, but I have a really high expectation for the Green Bay
Cinnamon Toast
Packers.
Crunch, baby.
There we go.